What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe below and become a part of the family. So today I'm gonna be doing a story time on my first crush. Okay, so I was in 10th grade and I had a first crush. I'm gonna name him K. Anyway, so I like this guy named K, and we met on a dating app. I know I'm only like 15 being on a dating app, but whatever. I was on there and I met this guy named K, and we was talking constantly back and forth. And he lived one city over from me, so I could have saw him if I wanted to or whatever. So I did. Trust me, I did. So where do I start? Okay, so basically me and Kay kept talking back and forth, and sooner or later I started developing feelings, and he started somewhat developing feelings too. So we talked twice in a year. So I don't know, I used to be a stalker back then, so I used to scroll on his Instagram, always looking at the comments, looking to see who commented on his stuff. And basically if somebody commented, I'll be like, oh no, not my man. And yeah, I was kind of crazy about him back then. So I saw this girl, she commented on his page or whatever, and I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay. So I basically just assumed that they was talking and he was just trying to two-time me. So basically I cut him off, no warning, no nothing. And I continued on for until my next year, which was 11th grade. Then in the middle of 11th grade, I was like, you know what, I missed Kay. So I hit him up and I was like, oh hey, how you doing, blah blah blah, trying to get back into things. So we started getting back into talking again or whatever, and I discovered that throughout the time that we wasn't speaking, he had a girlfriend, and something happened where they broke up. So I don't really know how to explain this situation. So basically he broke up with the girl, whatever, but they were still texting, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it was like, okay, like y'all just gonna be friends or whatever the case may be. But he just told me things happened and blah blah blah, and I'm just texting her to make sure that she's okay. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then throughout the time that we was talking, I felt like I was catching feelings all over again for this kid. And basically I told him, and he was like, oh, he basically gave me the runaround throughout the whole time, the second time we was talking. He basically was like, oh, I don't know if I like you like that, I like you a little bit or whatever, blah blah blah. So whatever. So back then when I was younger, me and a group of girls, we will call people, prank call, whatever. And back then, I prank called him, and we all talking, but he didn't know it was me on the phone, because my friends was obviously talking. And basically they was like, oh, who you texting, blah 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 right now, blah blah blah. He said his ex-girlfriend or whatever, and you're on the phone with a group of girls that are strangers, but yet you're pouring your whole story out or whatever. And he was basically like, yeah, my heart still is with her, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So they all hung up or whatever, and I basically didn't know how to feel about it. So I told him, I was like, that was my friends that who called you or whatever, and it's crazy how you said that you have feelings for me, but then you also talking to your ex, and supposedly now all of a sudden your heart still lies with her. So he basically gave me the runaround, like, oh, I don't know how to feel, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So then I let it go. So I was like, all right, well, we're just gonna be friends for right now till you figure out whatever you have going on, because I don't want to be in a situation and confuse things with you and her. So we continue talking and whatever, and then like he'll like flirt with me, but I wouldn't find it weird because I was like, okay, maybe he like me but don't want to say it or whatever. So I just left it like it was. And basically, yeah, he started. So basically what had happened was, after a while of him saying like I don't know, I don't like, he'll sweet talk me, and then the next minute like he'll talk about, oh, I don't know how I feel, blah blah blah. He started distancing himself, and it came like, at first it started like every few days, like every other day we'll text. Then it started becoming every few days. Then it started becoming every couple days. Then it started going on for weeks. So I wanted to test the theory. So I was like, I want to see how long he can go without talking to me. So it just so happens that he went 3 weeks. Really? So I waited to the day that it exactly hit 3 weeks. And once it hit 3 weeks, oh, I blacked. I was like, it's funny how one minute you want to talk to me, next minute you don't, and then you feed me a whole bunch of excuses and everything like that, and I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. You will go ahead and do whatever you want to do, because I'm not going to have my feelings hurt over you, and you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want to think. Like, you just don't know what to do. Like are you serious right now? Like, how you do not know what to do? So I basically left him alone. And I just didn't even bother, because it's like, I'm not going to sit here and try to talk to you when you're just all over the place. Like, you need to get your life together and then figure out what you want to do. So I left it like that, and to this day I am perfectly fine. So guys, this is my story time. I just wanted to share this with you guys, just in case there's some people out there struggling, like, you're young, you have your first crush, you don't know how to act. So I'm like, okay, let me share this story time with you guys, and maybe you can learn something from it and teach you to open your eyes and stay woke. And then also, it's because, just remember, we're all young. We're all, everybody's young. You start liking people at a very young age, and you don't know how feelings are happening. You don't know what emotions are. You don't know what any of that stuff is. You just know that you like a person, but you don't know how to handle it or what situations may come. So this being said, stay young, stay happy. You don't have to rush things because you like someone. You don't have to put up with anything because you like someone. You do you. You focus on your education. You get your education. Don't worry about these little boys, because trust me, all they want to do is talk to everybody and their mama, and they just want to do what they want to do. So at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. Focus on your school. Make sure you get your education, and worry about your books. Worry about you. You don't have to sit here and talk to people. If you want to, you can. Like, just be very careful. There's a lot of things going on in the world, so make sure you be careful and stay safe. If you are talking to someone and you are younger, just be careful. Alright, you guys, so that's all for right now. So make sure you subscribe below, thumbs up this video if you like it, and make sure you follow me on all my social medias. They will be linked at the end of this video. Okay, bye.